So this Joe Burrow winning the Super Bowl back at home at the Superdome over by LSU is nothing but a psyop, and that's why you have the Bengals winning Super Bowl 59, Leo. But it ain't happening with organized legal betting. These kind of things are now in the past. It's gonna be a psyop. Jerome Bettis riding the bus to all the way back home to Detroit. Just that's gonna be a thing in the past. And at the time of Joe Burrow's contract extension, he had 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in the playoffs. Santa Clara's gematria of 94 and 31 in the calculator. So Joe Burrow's postseason touchdown interceptions is going to be super significant as it relates to where he is going to win the Super Bowl. The last winner of the Super Bowl at Santa Clara, Peyton Manning, he won the Super Bowl over there in his 27th postseason game of his career. Santa Clara's 27. He did win his 27th game at Santa Clara. It is Cincy that also has gematria of 27. The city of Santa Clara 75. Joseph Lee Burrow 75. Cincinnati Bengals is 75. Joe Cool is gematria of 75. He did face off against the Rams. Joe Burrow was born at Amnes, Iowa. That is his place of birth. Ames, Iowa is gematria of the last team to win the Super Bowl at Denver, at San Francisco, at Santa Clara. The last team to win it was the Broncos over at the Bay Area. And Joe Burrow would play in his first Super Bowl since over at the Los Angeles, California area. Also, it's Inglewood, that's gematria 50. The last Super Bowl at Santa Clara was Super Bowl 50, and the Bengals would make it to the Super Bowl for the first time since over at Inglewood in Super Bowl 56. Now, Joe Cool, this is going to relate to Joe Montana. He's the next Joe Cool. He's going to win the Super Bowl at the stadium of the team that had Joe Montana. That is what Joe Burrow is going to do. It is Joe Montana that is the 82nd pick in the 1979 draft. This 82 is absolutely significant. The Burrow's athletic lineage dates back nearly a century. In the 40s, his paternal grandmother set a Mississippi State high school record with the 82-point game in basketball. Joe Burrow, at the time of his deal, has 82 touchdown passes in the regular season. This is exactly why he's going to win the Super Bowl over at Santa Clara. Most known, the 49ers are most known for the 82nd pick, Joe Montana. February the 8th, the day of Super Bowl 60, can be written out as the 8th day of the second month. Also, in reverse, February the 8th, Joseph Lee Burrow. Joseph is gematria of 73 and 28. Joseph is 28. It is 49ers, that's gematria of 28. So exactly right there, he's going to be winning the Super Bowl over at Santa Clara. Now, Joe Montana, his last victory in Super Bowl 24. The amount of time from Super Bowl 24 to Super Bowl 60 is 36 Super Bowls. Joe Montana is gematria of 36. Bengals is city of Santa Clara. Bengals is Montana did beat the Bengals twice. 2 of his 4 Super Bowls. A key interpretation. Joe Burrow's first game of his contract. 31 attempts, 14 completions. Peyton Manning's 14th playoff win occurred over at Santa Clara. He remained at 82 touchdowns and 31 interceptions. Joe Montana's the 82nd pick, 31 interceptions. Santa Clara, California, once again, is gematria of 31. Santa Clara is the gematria of his postseason statistics. 2 wins in 7 games also gives you Santa Clara. 7 starts and 2 wins in the playoffs gives you the last quarterback to win at Santa Clara, which was Peyton Manning. And again, if you did not watch one of the first videos, Super Bowl 50, that game in Super Bowl 50, 24 points for the Broncos. Bengals is Camacho 24. They're the next team to win the Super Bowl over there. And this will be 10 Super Bowls later. I think Super Bowl 23 is going to be another significant one. What if Joe Burrow goes on an epic comeback in that Super Bowl? Who's it going to happen against? 2016, that's 36 points, 36 Super Bowls after Montana's last victory. This is Super Bowl 23, so 37 Super Bowls later, Cincinnati's going to make it for the first time since they lost at Los Angeles against the Rams. 22nd day, the Rams won their first Super Bowl in 22 years. Joe Montana had the big comeback. John Taylor had a 10-yard touchdown in that game. 2016, this was the score at one point during Super Bowl 56. And it is 10 Super Bowls after Super Bowl 50. Joe Burrow is going to go on another comeback at the Bay Area. The comeback is Gematria of the Bay Area. Is Gematria and this Iowa. Comeback by itself is the year of 26. The Super Bowl played in the year 2026, which adds up to 46. Joseph Burrow, or Joe by itself, is Gematria 46. Same Gematria as Levi Stadium. That's where he's going to win the Super Bowl at. Talking about Joseph Burrow. What about Von Miller, the MVP? So let's see. Let's go back to the comeback. Okay, so this is going to be a very key game for Joseph Burrow. And go to the Super Bowl itself. I'm looking at Super Bowl 50. Kind of funny how the Broncos tie in the 49ers 55-10 win. 55 prior Super Bowls, and then Joe Burrow makes it to the Super Bowl. So the Broncos were the last team to play the Super Bowl at the Bay Area, the last team to win over there. And Burrow's going to win at the stadium of the 49ers. So Super Bowl 23, John Taylor. Mamma mia. 36 passing attempts in that scripted comeback. 36 Super Bowls after his last title. Talk about Joe Montana. Just crazy how it ties into this so much. This Joe Burrow Super Bowl victory. It's amazing. 82, the 8th day of the second month. His touchdowns at the time of the contract. Joe Montana, the 82nd pick. I mean, it is a wrap. Joe Cool gonna be winning at the Bay Area. Cool is Camacho 45 and 18. Wonder who Cool is gonna win against in that Super Bowl. I'm curious. The Bears make the most sense, but we'll see what happens if they. I mean, if they can kill Caleb Williams, I mean, look out. You can see Caleb Williams against Joseph Burrow. Joe Burrow had 91 touchdowns for his career overall, which is the Gamache of Jonathan Taylor. There's going to be an epic comeback once again for the Bengals. Joe Cool's going to do it again. He's going to get plenty of victories in the playoffs. Be interesting to see how his stats going to look like in real time. He had the comeback against the Chiefs too. Joe Burrow. His name is Joe Cool. Roger Craig is born in the year 60. Again, 60 touchdowns for Joe Burrow over at LSU. This is how Super Bowl 59 is the psyop. Roger Craig. Roger is Gamache Montana. Is Gamache 36 Super Bowls later from Joe Montana. His last victory against the Denver Broncos. Craig is Gamache 29. What significance of Roger Craig? The first win for Zach Taylor in the regular season under the new contract would be win number 29, and I'm going to predict it all to happen against the LA Rams. And the amount of time from that day against the LA Rams to that day would be 2 years, just over 2 years and 4 months later. And 2 years, 4 months later is Gamache of Bengals, is Gamache of Montana, Joe Montana. Just over 29 months, that's Gamache Craig. Just over the 29th month, that's Gamache Craig. Just over 28 months, 49ers, Joseph, like we talked about. Joe had many 3-0s. Remember, Joe's Gamache 30. He had many 3-0. All four of his Super Bowls, he had a 3-0 run. Joe's Gamache of 30. He had a total of 32 touchdowns across his 4 Super Bowl runs, and the Bengals win their first playoff game in 32 years. Number 16 with 16 playoff wins, 23 starts. The Bengals lost 23 points in Super Bowl 56. Joe Cool is Gamache 45. 45 postseason touchdowns in total. So again, Joe Burrow to win the scripted Super Bowl 60. It's going to happen. If you're wondering about the time from Super Bowl 56, I can do it quickly. That'd be 4 years later. The 48th month. And I'll kind of figure out the significance of the 48th month. But Joe Burrow with 22 completions in the Super Bowl all time. Levi Stadium. Levi's is 22. 33 attempts. Niner is Gamache 33. Let's see total offensive stats of Super Bowl 56. The total offensive stats. End it right here. Now, also, for Joe Burrow, I'm going to predict he's got 24 wins in the NFL right now in the regular season. That's also Gamache of Montana, Joe Montana. They'll lose to the Bengals. They'll beat the Rams. They'll beat the Titans. They'll beat the Cardinals. They'll beat the Seahawks. He'll enter that game with 28 wins in the regular season, 30 wins overall. You know, he's 5-2 in the playoffs, so he'll enter with 33 wins before that game. So he's lost total 20 games in the NFL. So that's what I'm going to predict with Joe Burrow. He'll be going for his 19th win over at the Bay Area. LA Rams, Camacho 19. He'll beat the 49ers over there. That's going to be a game that Joe Burrow is going to win. Bengals will probably win 5 straight after they start 0-2. So Bengals will be 5-2 after this game because Los Angeles Rams, that's where they played their last Super Bowl against, and the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl over at the Bay. And look at this. They play them on the 29th day in 29 months after the extension. They'll be winning the title. So that game against the 49ers is going to be pretty significant as well. Be 5-2 before facing off against Buffalo. It's all said and done. So 27 months later, 28th month, Joseph. The 2 years, 3 months, that's the comeback of 49ers win. The comeback in Super Bowl 23 to 20. 23 months after they played Niners, they're going to win the Super Bowl. 27 months, rounded 27. Cincy 27, Santa Clara 27. 28 months gives us Joseph, gives us 49ers, gives us Camacho Taylor. 119 weeks, master plan, all CNI. The first win under the new contract for Joe Burrow on September the 25th to his birthday is going to be very significant. Also, Joe Burrow was born on the 10th day as well, 10 Super Bowls after Super Bowl 50. Okay, so that'd be 20. That'd be 76. But let's go look at October 29th quickly. And this year's Super Bowl's on the 42nd day, so this is a game of contenders. Let's see, conference games against the NFC. Just like Joe Montana's Super Bowl record, the Bengals, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. And then that'd be his 10th regular season win against the NFC when he beats the 49ers, his 16th regular season game.